Okay, people, so we learned that the formula for the total balance, which is basically the principal plus all the interest earned, equals the principal multiplied by 1 plus the modified rate to the power t, which is the duration of the investment. So how to set up this formula here? Well, we are given an amount P, which we don't know. So this is invested at an annual interest rate of 3.5% compounded annually. So that is the annual rate of 3.5%. We can use it directly because the interest is yielded annually. Every year, the interest is created. So we don't need to calculate a different modified rate. Basically, the amount P multiplied by 1 plus 0 or 3.5 over 100, which is the same as 0.35. Okay, this to the power of t, where t is the duration of the investment, and that preferably should be in years. So here at the end of 3 years indicates that this is the exponent we need to use. And this product yields the total balance, which is the value of the investment at the end of the investment period. So here the value of the investment is supposed to be 1,000. So we have this interesting equation. So what we need to find is the value of P. So P is essentially 1,000 divided by 1.0035 to the power 3. And we need to approximate this to the nearest tenth, that is to the first decimal digit. So let's do this together so that you can see how to figure it out. If I want to calculate this using the calculator, first I will, calculate 1.035 square, and then I multiply again by 1.035. That yields this number, which is huge, basically this. But in order to, make this more convenient, what I will do just next, okay, since I need to divide 1,000 by that, this is the same as saying 1,000 multiplied by 1 over that number I just figured out, the cube of 1.035. Since the calculator has this interesting feature that you can calculate the inverse using this button 1 over x, so I can calculate directly the inverse of the cube of 1.035. This result, which is the cube, I just invert. And so I get 1,000 multiplied by the inverse of 1.035 cube, which is, you saw, 0.9019, a very long decimal. Okay, so etc. Since we are multiplying by 1,000, that is, we are moving this decimal point just 3 positions to the right. So this yields 901.9, and then obviously this 4 doesn't allow me to round up the value of 9, one more, so it just remains in 9. Okay, it has been rounded to the nearest tenth, and that is exactly the answer to the question. 901.9. Okay, so that's how we can do this. And necessarily we need to use, by all means, the calculator. Otherwise we can't do this. Very difficult, because we have to calculate powers of a decimal. Then we need to divide that number 1,000 by the power we just calculated. Much faster if you calculate, the reciprocal by using that function in the calculator. Directly yields a value which you can process immediately because you're multiplying by a power of 10. Okay. Otherwise, it is much more time consuming to do the operation 1,000 divided by the long number that you obtained. And there's also the possibility to make mistakes when you input the figures of the decimal. All right.